Now let's just recap what we did in the other class. What did we do? We started off with target market. So what is the target market? Target market consists of buyers who share common needs or characteristics that the company decides to serve. So you group the common people together, and then you make a market offering to those people who share common interests, values, or any other common characteristic. Now we talked about target market having a few features. The first feature that you need to look into is what is the size of your target market and what are the growth opportunity. Is it a fast growing target market? Can you serve that fast growing target market or not? What's the size of it? Is it sizable enough for you to generate profit, or is it too big for you to generate to serve? So you need to see if it's the right size. If it's too big for you, that means you would not be able to serve it. Don't enter that market. If it's too small, you would not be able to generate a lot of profit out of that market. Again, don't enter. So you need to see that there needs to be a strategic fit between you and the market. You need to have enough resources that you can adequately tap into that market. So the first point is size and growth. The second one is its structural attractiveness. So structural attractiveness includes how many competitors there are. If there are a lot of competitors, can you sustain that competition? If yes, enter that market. If no, then look into another segment that you can serve better. Then how many substitute products are available? If there are a lot of substitute products, that means it is essentially a price elastic market. Can you sustain the competition, or can you sustain the power of the buyer in the price elastic market and the power of competitor in price elastic market? Then we talked about power of supplier, how powerful your supplier is. That also affects your target market. And then company's objectives and resources, whether the prospective target market fits with your strategic goals and objectives or not. If it fits, go ahead, tap into that market. If it doesn't, then a good idea would be to look into another segment. Then we talked about undifferentiated marketing, and the complete opposite of undifferentiated marketing was micro marketing, right? So two extreme end. On the one end of the continuum, you are broadly targeting the market, right? So undifferentiated marketing is essentially mass marketing of the products. And on the other hand, there is micro marketing. Micro marketing is individual or local marketing, right? So the scope of marketing gets narrow as you move from undifferentiated marketing to micro marketing. Now what happens in undifferentiated marketing? You have mass marketing. You target each and everybody with a uniform product. Whereas in differentiated marketing, you create segments and you tailor the product according to that particular segment. And it costs slightly higher than mass marketing. Then concentrated marketing is niche marketing. What happens in niche marketing? Rather than taking a smaller chunk of the market from a bigger market, you go enter into a smaller market and get a bigger chunk in that smaller market. So that's the idea of niche market, that you enter a smaller overall market and you get a bigger chunk in that smaller marketing. And then again, there's micro marketing, in which you could tailor the products according to each customer. That would be individual marketing. And then you could also tailor the product according to the neighborhood, according to the city. That would be local marketing. Then we talked about differentiation and positioning. What's the difference between differentiation and positioning? Differentiation is related to your product, what is different about your product, and based on that differentiation you position the product in the minds of the customer. Now how do you choose a differentiation and positioning strategy? The first step was identifying a set of possible competitive advantages that you can build on, right? So what is competitive advantage? Is the advantage that you have over the competitor. So we said there are two broad basic way of attaining competitive advantage. What was that? Either you produce the product very efficiently, resulting in low cost products or cost leadership, or you produce a product of such a high quality that the competitors simply cannot match that quality. So two very broad basic way of gaining competitive advantage is either you produce the product at a very low cost very efficiently, or of very superior quality. Then differentiation could be based on your product. You could have a very superior product. You could have very superior service that you could provide. You could have a very superior channel of differentiation. We did the example of Dell here. Then you could have people differentiation. The people working for you are extremely nice, or they have, their customer care is extremely special. So that could be one advantage that you might have over your competitor. And there could be image differentiation at the same time as well. So what is image differentiation? Image differentiation is that you have an image edge over the competitor. So maybe Safeguard might have an image edge over Lifebuoy, since Lifebuoy was at one point of time the red soap, right? So Lifebuoy had to work really hard to reach to Safeguard's level where you could see them equally. So that is image differentiation. Then we talked about value proposition. What value do you have to offer to your customer? And we started the value proposition grid here. So there were different strategies that you could adopt. You could go for more for more. More for more is a strategy where you charge more and you offer more. So that is true for luxuries, right? Then we went for more for the same. So the price remains the same, but the quality is or the benefits are more, right? So more for the same is the price remains the same, but the benefit are more. Then more for less, we did the example of Toyota here, right, in the second quadrant. And then in the third quadrant, more for less, you have more benefit, less price. So you have less price and more benefit. So that is, can you give me an example for this one? You have less price and more benefits. This is something that many companies try to propose, that we are charging you less, but we are giving you a lot of value for your money. So the benefits are far more than what we are charging you. So this is true for many of the FMCGs, right? The same for less. The same for less. The same product for less price. So same quality of product, same benefits for less price. So we took the example of Ford here. Ford gives similar product as compared to Toyota, and it's charging you far less, right? At a much lesser cost. And less for much less? Less quality, less price. So China does it, right? So they don't charge you a lot of price for certain quality of their product, and the quality of the product isn't that good either. So less for less. Then positioning statement, we talked about how you make a positioning statement. There are three important components to a positioning statement. The first one is who your target market is. So you identify the target market, then you identify which brand are you talking about, and then you tell the point of difference or the value that you're offering. What different you are offering, right? Then the next one is choosing and delivering the chosen position. So you've chosen a value proposition, you've chosen a differentiation. Now it's a good idea to tell the people what you've done, right? So you do all this because you need to communicate it to your end customer, and that's what we're going to do in the last step. We're going to use our marketing mix to communicate what we have, what we are differentiating ourselves on. And you need to deliver what you promise. If you under-deliver what you promise, it would lead to probably post-purchase dissonance, right? So it would lead to post-purchase behavior, or that's called the remorse of the consumer, right? The consumer would think that he has been lied to, right? So that is something that you don't want. So getting on to lecture number 13, today we're going to start off with chapter number 8. Now, chapter number 8 is about products, services, and brands. And it talks about building customer value. Now, can anybody define product for me? What is product?
Anything that can be offered to the market.
Anything?
That can be offered to the market.
It can be a service.
Okay, very good. Anybody else?
They offer value to customers. Anything that value to customers.
Very good. So anything that can be offered into the market, right? It may include into the market for attention, for acquisition, for use, or for consumption, that is referred to as product. That might satisfy a customer need. So product is anything that can be offered into the market for attention. Either you want to get attention, somebody wants to acquire it, somebody wants to use it, somebody wants to consume it. So all this fall under product. And the basic idea of offering the product is to satisfy a customer's need. Now, broadly defined, products include your service, your events, your person, places, organization, ideas. So all this is included in products, right? So products might range from goods to services. So a salt is a product, and so is a consultation service. Again, a product. So product is your key element when it comes to marketing, because it is the product around which everything would revolve, right? So what happens in product? Now talking about the product flows on a continuum. Now on one end of the continuum there is good or tangible product. On the other end of the continuum there is intangible product or service, right? So product flows on a continuum. On one end there would be a tangible product, something that you can touch, you can feel. That would be good. So what would be example of a good? We just took an example of salt, right? This rostrum would be an example of product. This mic would be an example of product that is tangible in nature. So it would be on the good continuum of the product, right? So it would be a good. On the other hand, there would be the other side of the continuum would be service, right? So service would be intangible in nature, right? So you getting education from here is a service that Concepts is providing you. Again, intangible thing. You cannot touch it, right? You open up a company, you go to a consulting firm and you ask them how to start up a business, how should I brand my product, how should the financials work. That would again be intangible products. So it would be referred to as service. You go to a psychologist, seek help, again, consulting service, and would fall under intangible product and service. Now, many companies offer product or good or service, right? How do you differentiate among so much market offerings that are there in the market, right? So there could be one company, there could be 10 companies making exactly pretty much the same product except for the branding. So how do you differentiate yourself from the rest of your competitors? One effective way of differentiating yourself from the competitor is by experience. Now what is experience? Experience represent what buying the product or service will do for you, right? So people do not buy products for their functional value only, right? So what function it has to perform, people just do not buy the product for its functional value. They buy it for their hedonic value. What is hedonic value? The experience that the product creates, the emotional value of the product, right? What benefit other than the functional benefit that you seek from the product. What is the functional benefit? What is the functional benefit?
The need satisfies.
The basic need it is designed to satisfy, right? So this mic should amplify or should be able to record my voice. That is the basic idea of this mic, right? But it looks good. It has other features related to the experience that is related to that would be experience, right? So the actual benefit that you are seeking from the product, that would be the basic purpose of the product, that would be its functional benefit. But other than the basic benefit of the product, the rest would be the experience that is associated with the product. So you do not buy the product for its functional benefit only, but a lot of times you buy the product for its hedonic benefit. Why do people end up going to Levi's rather than buying a jean from somewhere nearby store? You buy it because of the experience that Levi's has, right? The experience that it promises you other than the store that is nearby your house. So that's why people end up going to that particular store. So experience is a good way to differentiate your product from the competitor's product.
For example, I feel there is not just a game that people watch, it's something that unifies all Indians from different castes and creeds, so this is something that gives them an including experience, that's why they are most likely.
Right, so sports is not just sports, it's all about experience that results from the sport. So when you go to the restaurant, it's not just the food that would decide if you are happy with that restaurant, but overall ambience would decide if you are happy from the restaurant. So you go to Serena, the food was very nice, but the waiter misbehaved with you. You got your bill really late. What would happen? The product was good, but overall experience, you would rate it as poor. And as a result of which you might not go to Serena again, right? So the overall experience matters a lot when it comes to products and services. Now when you're designing a market offering, the three levels on which you make a product. The first level is called the core product or the core customer value. Now, what is core customer value? The basic benefit that the product is designed for. And this particular level is intangible in nature, right? So at this particular point, you haven't created the product. The product would be created later. So firstly, you decide what is the need that needs to be served. So the first and the very basic level of product is the benefit that it would give to the customer. So the first level is the core customer value, what the buyer is actually buying. Once you've decided what benefit that you want to give to the customer, you move ahead and then you make the actual product around that benefit. So you want to give connectivity to people. Right? So connectivity is the core benefit that you want to deliver in your product. What would be the actual product that you create out of that benefit? You create a cell phone for the people, right? So you create a cell phone, you name it BlackBerry, you name it, you design it, it has a phone book, it has many other features. What are the different features in BlackBerry? I don't even know.
Physical keyboard.
Physical keyboard, anything else? BlackBerry Messenger. So many different features that are included in that particular type of cell phone. So that would be the actual product. So The core benefit was connectivity. Based on that connectivity, you created the actual product, and in that actual product there were features in that actual product. You created a brand in that actual product, so BlackBerry is a huge brand. Then there was a quality level that was required to be met, and upon which you advertised BlackBerry, right? And then the packaging itself was also an important component of the actual product. Once you've made the actual product, you move ahead, reach to the third level of the product, right? So third level of the product is the augmented product. You've made the product. How might you augment it? How might you make it even more appealing for the customer? That is what happens in the augmented product. So what is the after sales services? Nowadays there's an ad coming of dollars, right? They're not talking about the product, but they're actually talking about the augmented product. They're talking about dollar service. So they say don't hire anybody from outside, any other mechanic, but call our helpline and call the Dolan's people directly, and they would help you fix the product, right? So what are they trying to show in their ads? Not the product, but actually the augmented product, right? So that is the third level of product. So if you see the diagram here, the first, in the center you have core customer value, the benefit, the intangible aspect of the product, the benefit that you're trying to give to the customer. That would be, or the need that you intend to satisfy. Based on that need, once you've identified that need, you have created the actual product. Now, actual product includes the brand name, what quality level you have to offer, what packaging you have to offer, what design are we talking about, and what features are we talking about. Now once you've decided on that, you move ahead and go up, and you move to the last tier, that is augmented level. So augmented level would include delivery and credit, whether you give things on credit or not. What sort of product support do you have? Do you give warranties or not? Do you have after sales service or not? So all these things make your actual product even more attractive. So these are three different levels of product, right? Now, talking about the product, there are generally two types. Broadly classifying, products are of two types. There are consumer products and there are industrial products. So what are consumer products? Very good. So the products that you buy for your own consumption that are essentially designed for the consumer markets that we talked about, those are consumer products. They would be consumed, they would not be sold any further. Those products are called consumer products. Now consumer products are classified in four different categories. The first one is convenience, followed by shopping, then specialty, and then unsought products. Now what are convenience products? Convenience products are your everyday products, right? So everyday products, you need bread for the morning, you need eggs for the morning, you need milk, you need tea, you need rice. So these are your everyday product, and you have to make them, you have to purchase them very often, right? So maybe you go for your groceries every week, right? So that would be a convenience product. Now convenience products are generally low cost items in comparison to the rest of the product categories that we would see later in the lecture. So they are generally low price item with extensive distribution. So since there's convenience products are the products that are used much more than any other category, so therefore they need to be available. Their availability needs to be more than the rest of the categories, right? So what happens is that you do extensive distribution in this particular category. The other category is the shopping category. Now, shopping category are products that are slightly on the higher side in terms of price in comparison to the convenience products. These are products that you buy often, not as often as convenience products, right? So your car, you do buy cars, quite a few times in your lifetime, but not as often as you do your groceries, right? So maybe you change your cars 10, 15 times during your whole lifetime, but not more than that, right? So that would be a convenience product. You buy furniture, you use it for, let's say, 10 years, you dispose it off. So this is a product that you don't buy very often. You buy yourself a really expensive designer shirt, that could be a shopping product, right? So you don't buy a designer dress every now and then. You buy it less often than convenience products. So all this would fall under shopping products, and their availability as a result of the level at which they're consumed is lesser than convenience product, right? So you would not find designer store here at Taramri, but you would find milk pack here at Taramri, for the simple reason the amount and the frequency of purchase is different for both the product. The frequency of purchase for convenience good is far higher than shopping goods, right? The next one is specialty products. Now, specialty products are the products and services that are extremely expensive and you don't buy them extremely often. In fact, you buy them once or twice in lifetime. So these are specialty products. Now, specialty products, if you see here, it stays designer clothes, right? We're going to see an example later in the lecture of why a designer cloth has been included in specialty product as well, right? So not everybody, specialty products are the products that you don't buy very often. So you buy a wedding ring, that is something that you don't buy often, right? For most of us, right? So we don't buy it very often. So that is once in a lifetime, or if you're very lucky, maybe twice lifetime, right? So that is specialty product. Now here is a designer dress. What's the cost of this? Who is she? A model. Who is she? Don't disappoint me.
Megan.
She's not Megan. You don't watch Suits, that means. Who is she? She's a girl.
She is a princess, but I don't know her name.
Really? Nobody knows? Who is she? She's Catherine Middleton, right? Kate Middleton.
Yes.
She's wife to Prince William, who is third in line to the British throne, right? Her dress, her wedding dress, was $388,088 US, right? One dress, one designer dress of that, of that price. Can you convert it into Pakistani rupee? How much does that cost? How much does this? 5 crore 47 lakh was the dress cost only. So it is now part of history. So every time they exhibit it, many people visit and they pay a huge amount of money to see this dress. So maybe it has generated thrice or 10 times more than what it costed them. So that is a specialty dress. It is supposed to be the 5th most expensive dress in the world, right? The most expensive dress in the world was, I think, 4 times more than this dress. I did not like the dress, that's why I did not post the picture of that one. I like this one, so I posted this one. So this is 5th most expensive. It is not the most expensive wedding dress ever in this world. So this is a specialty product. Now coming down to the 4th category of the product, that is unsought product. What is an unsought product? An unsought product are consumer products that the consumer does not know about or knows about but does not normally think about, right? So all those categories that are available in the market and you don't know about this product, that would be unsought. You're not looking for those products. Or if you already know about the product and you don't pay heed into buying those products, again, unsought products. And for unsought product, for selling unsought product, it requires a lot of sales promotion. So these, when you go into the offices, you generally see a lot of insurance people going from one person to another trying to sell insurance services. That's because insurance services are unsought products. People are not willing to take up insurance services. They know about insurance, yet they don't want to buy insurance for many reasons, right? So insurance is one of the unsought products. Another unsought product is funeral services. In West, we have prepaid funerals. So people pay for the funeral before they die. So that is a concept that is very common in the West, right? People buy themselves graves. They like to, decorate themselves in a certain way. They like to have them padded. They like to be of certain quality. Sometimes they like to cover their casket with lead. If the casket is covered with lead, you generally the body generally stays in that particular form that it was buried for at least 20 years, right? So depending on that, they choose the type of casket they want. If they want a gold-plated casket, what sort of food do they want on their funeral services? What sort of flowers would they want on their funeral services? So people decide that ahead of time before they die. So this is prepaid funerals, and it is an unsought product.
Wouldn't it be so hard for marketers to convince their customers to buy unsought products?
It is. For the first reason, people might not know about the product. So you need to make them aware of the product, right? So if you're launching prepaid funeral services here in Pakistan, hardly anybody would know about prepaid services, and they would think this is, total, yeah, okay. So that people would not end up buying the product, right? So you need to convince people. So it requires a lot of sales promotion activity. That's what I said for insurance companies as well. So you have a lot of personal selling taking place in insurance companies. Why? Because it is an unsought product. So it is really hard to sell an unsought product and requires a lot of effort on part of the marketer and your sales team. Now this is an advertisement for a prepaid funeral. Giving them peace of mind costs less than I thought. Right? So if I die, my loved ones wouldn't be worried as to how the funeral would take place. Right? So people actually market these products. We're talking about consumer products. So we discussed 4 categories. There was convenience, there was shopping, there was specialty products. And now we're going to talk about the other type of product, that was industrial products. So consumer products, industrial product. What are industrial products? The products that would be transformed further, right? So any product that would be transformed further, that would be industrial product. The same product might be a consumer product in one situation, the same product might be an industrial product in the other situation, right? So we took the example, in one of the classes we took the example of bread and how Chai Khana, if Chai Khana buys the bread, that would be industrial market, and if the owner of Chai Khana buys bread for his house, that would be consumer market. So when Chai Khana buys the bread, it would further transform it into another product, and there would be value addition, and the cost of it would sell, right? So that would be industrial product. It would, the bread has gone into further transformation. There has been a value addition to the bread. But if you take it to your house, consume it there, there's no value addition as such there. You would not resell it. So that would be a consumer product. So industrial products are all those products that are purchased for further processing or use in conducting business. Now, in classifying industrial product, there are three different categories. The first category is the capital items. Capital items includes the machinery that would be there, that would be purchased to transform the products, right? So if you have a unit that produces t-shirts, and if you buy sewing machines for that particular unit, that would be a capital item. On the other hand, there are material and parts, the raw material that goes into the production process. So the cloth would be material. The dyeing equipment would be the dyes that you buy, that would be material. So all the material that would go into making the product, that would fall under the second category, that is material and parts. And the last one is supplies and services. So supplies are anything that would facilitate the production process. So you buy your office, your paper, pen, so all this would be supplies. And the services would include the consulting services, the maintenance services, maybe a cleaning staff would be, again, fall under services.
And what is the difference between capital items and suppliers, if both of them are used for further operations of your company?
Capital items are the things that directly facilitate the production process, right? So machinery is directly facilitating the production process, right? But the suppliers are not directly facilitating the production process. So anything that would be directly employed in the production process other than the raw material, that would be capital, right? So does money, do you think money needs to be included in capital?
Yeah.
Is money included in factors of production? Let's put it this way. What are factors of production?
No.
Why is it not?
It is used to buy the factors of production, but it's not.
It is not. Money is just a medium of exchange. It is not directly employed in making a product, right? So it is not included in capital. Capital only includes all those things that would be directly employed in producing the product other than the raw material. Raw material is a separate category, right? Does that answer your question, Shailala? Okay. Now we're talking about how different categories of products. So the product might be good, service, idea. So we're going to now see organization. How is organization a product? Many times you just see an advertisement on the television that does not tell you about a product, but just the organization. If you remember, there was an ad of HBL. There was no product of HBL that was being advertised. There was only, there was a celebrity endorsement in that. Muhammad Yunus, I think. Muhammad Yunus was the endorser in that celebrity, and he just talked about HBL and how it was creating value for Pakistanis. Now there was no product as such that was being advertised, but it was the organization that was being advertised, right? So that is organizational marketing, where you market the organization. Now Shaukat Khanum does not advertise a certain product that it offers, right? But it markets the whole organization. Ramzan is coming up, so they would be running a campaign about how Shaukat Khanum is creating value for its target population. So it is all about organizational marketing. Now you also have person marketing. What is person marketing? Person marketing is where a person is being marketed. So you have Shah Rukh Khan becoming such a huge name. That is all because of person marketing. Do you know how much Tiger Woods generates out of these celebrity endorsements? $100 million a year. This is the amount that he generates out of the endorsements that he does for different brands. This is person marketing, right? So all your celebrity endorsements are actually two brands coming together to sell a product. Huge celebrity endorsers. They generate a lot of money as a result of celebrity endorsement. This is all because of person marketing. We have elections coming up in India, right? The specific organization, they are marketing, you know, the slot for PM. You know, they're marketing, you know, the current Prime Minister Modi. They're marketing Rahul Gandhi as the next future Prime Minister. So that is all person marketing, whereby they're trying to project one person as superior than the other. So that is person marketing. Then you have place marketing, in which you create or you market place, right? So you must have heard Malaysia, truly Asia. So that means they're trying to market Malaysia as a good tourist destination. In Islamabad also, there's a tourism summit that is being organized in next like week or so. Many international tourists are coming and they're endorsing the tourism summit. So why, you know, Pakistani government is conducting this effort? Because they want to market the place Pakistan as a tourist friendly country. So that is again place marketing. Then there's social marketing. Social marketing is done for particular social cause. So you have these days TB awareness campaigns being run on the television. You have family planning campaigns that are being run on the television. You have, so you know, their campaigns to discourage the use of cigarettes, discourage the use of alcohol, discourage the abuse and obesity. So there are different social campaigns that are being run on the television for social causes. So again, this is social marketing, and social marketing is marketing an idea. So the idea is that smoking is injurious to health, and as a result of which you make a complete campaign and you market it. So you're trying to market an idea. So that is social marketing. So we saw different categories of products, whether it be organization, whether it be a good, whether it be a place, whether it be a social cause or idea. Now, when it comes to product and service decision, there are 3 levels on which you take product and service decision. The first level of product and service decision is referred to as individual product decision. Now, there are different elements in individual product decision. The first element is called product attributes. The second one is branding. The third, packaging. And the fourth, labeling and product support services. Now, what are product attributes? Product attributes are the benefits of the product or services. What benefit or what good are you seeking from the product? That is product attribute. There are many important components of a product attribute. The first one being product quality, followed by product features, style and design. Now let's do first the product quality. Now, product quality has a direct impact on the overall positioning of the product and its performance. Now, what is quality? What is quality? Freedom from defects. That's what's here. Anybody else? Anybody who can define quality for me? Okay, very good. Anybody else?
Superior value of the product.
Okay. Now, quality is a very subjective term. A product might be of good quality to me, but it might not be good quality to you, right? So whenever a product satisfies a customer's needs and wants, that is a good quality product for that particular customer, right? So a product might satisfy my need and want, but it might not satisfy your need and want. So it may be good quality for me, it might not be good quality for you. So it's a very subjective term. Then how does an organization define quality? How does an organization ensure that the product that they're producing is of good quality? What they do is that they create a quality level for themselves, right? So they create a certain quality level, and if the product reaches that their desired level of quality, the product is referred to as a good quality product, right? So organization, in order to counter to that subjectivity in quality, they create themselves a desired quality level, and if the product matches that, it's a good quality level, it is QC passed, right? So that is quality. Now quality is defined as the freedom from defects. Now product quality has two levels. The first level is quality level, and the second one is conformance. The quality level is the level that supports the product's positioning. So you've positioned the product as a very high and very superior performance product. Does your product actually match that positioning that you've done, right? So if it's actually a very superiorly performing product or not, that would define quality level. So the thing that you've promised, the idea or the experience that you've promised, does your product match to that level? Can you deliver what you've promised? If yes, then that means your product quality is met at the first level, right? So your quality level has been met if you can deliver what you have promised. That is the first element of product quality, that is the quality level. And the second element of product quality is consistency. How consistent are you when it comes to delivering the value that you have promised? So the first time I bought the product, it performed as the way it was positioned. So it met the quality level. The second time, however, I bought the product, it did not match the quality level. That means the product was not consistent, right? So there are two elements to product quality: the quality level and the consistency in which the product quality level is delivered to the end customer. Questions on this? Questions on this? Now, what are product features?
Certain characteristics
And the
of
services
the
it
product.
offers.
Okay,
The benefit that provide.
right. Now, your book says product features are a competitive tool for differentiating a product from the competitor. So how many features do you can give you a competitive advantage over your competitor? So the different ways in which products are available. You have completely stripped down models with less features, and then you have fully loaded models with all the features. So when you go buy the car, you can have a car without the AC, without the power windows, without with manual transmission. So this is a more of a stripped down model with less features, costing you less. Then you can have a fully loaded version with power windows, automatic transmission, all that they have to offer. So the more the features, the price gets higher, right? So those are product features. What different your product has to offer. How much value does your product offer? Then your product style and design also is an important decision that you need to take when you're designing a product or service, right? So what's the difference between style and design? What's the difference between style and design? Style is the apparent outlook of the product, right? So how nice the product looks, what are the colors used, does it look appealing to you or not? That is the style. It is, superficial outlook. Design, on the other hand, is more skin deep, right? It talks, talks about performance of the product, how well the engineering has been done, what is the quality of plastic, and can it sustain, pressures of the machine running. So these are all design features. So design is more skin deep and style is superficial in nature. So a product may be very good looking, but it might not perform very well because it has not been designed properly, right? So design and style are also one of the important product decisions that the company has to take. We'll keep it here for today. We're going to continue with brand and other features in the next class.